Robert Chung invited us to think about the relationship between our work and the interests of humanity. This requires some big picture thinking, but it's also a pretty straightforward question. From the very beginning of civilization, humans have tried to come to grips with their circumstances and push ahead in the informed development of their societies through measurement, the acts of quantification and classification. At its core, societies record their activities and pass on their learnings to future generations by writing things down. The origins of writing date to the pottery phase of the Neolithic age, as long as 9,000 years ago, when clay tokens were used to count livestock or commodities added up. The earliest writing, cuneiform, was used to document agricultural transactions in ancient Sumeria, where, as a next step, the abacus was invented nearly 5,000 years ago. The fourth book of the Bible, the book of Numbers, chronicled the first census taken around 3,500 years ago. Elsewhere in the Bible, we have the book of Daniel and the writing on the wall, mene, tekel, upharsin, numbered, weighed, and divided. That act of quantification, ending the rule of Belshazzar in today's Babylon. A bit more than 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero provided an early lesson on sampling in a tale about shipwreck survivors at a place called Samothrace. Stop me in Seoul and I'll tell you the story. A bit later, modern sampling arrived, initially through the work of the Norwegian statistician A.N. Kjær in the 1890s. And today, here we are, still at it, adding things up. In each of our societies, we ask, what are we doing? What are we thinking? What are our needs? Where do we want to go? And how do we want to get there? We're not content to rely on spin, speculation, or punditry to answer these questions. They're too important. Important questions demand reliable data. So we go forth with our best methods, theoretically based, empirically tried and tested over the generations, professionally produced. Now, times change. Our methods have improved a little since the days of clay tokens, cuneiform markings, and the abacus. And in today's practice, we do a bit more than counting goats or sheaves of wheat. We explore the world of attitudes and behavior. We break down barriers with our random samples, introducing otherwise disconnected elements of society to one another. But at its base, 9,000 years later, we're still at the same thing, contributing essential, irreplaceable, fact based knowledge to the development of society and the progress of humanity. It's a noble profession, and I'm proud to share it with you. I'm Gary Langer, president of Langer Research Associates and U.S. National Representative to WAPOR. Thanks for listening.